Hello, everybody. I hope everyone can hear me and my guest.
Hello.
They can. They better be able to hear you.
Mic check. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
1,
1,
2,
1,
1,
1.
2.
6, 7.
Yeah.
6, 7.
8, 9. Damn it. I'm
Sorry.
too old for this.
I'm
Hi.
old too, but people say it anyways.
You're fine. It's all right. I need my Metamucil before I can be on stream. Yeah, everyone says they can hear us. Hello,
Yay.
everybody. My name is Laughingboy LP. I'm here with HeroKerrey.
Hello.
Hero.
No, that's correct.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought I
correct.
did the opposite and said HeroKerrey, and that is also very not great.
I'll answer to anything, or you could just call me Kelly.
I will probably do that for the remainder of the podcast.
Easier, yeah. This is what happens when you create an account 10 years ago, and then you are like, hey, let me just do the same thing, and then you don't realize you're becoming a creator.
Oh, I did that. So instead of LP, I had two numbers. You can probably guess what they are.
6, 7. No, just kidding. 6, 9.
The other one. I thought I was very clever. That was my PSN name. I don't use that anymore because I'm 36 and I can't do that.
It's still nice.
Yeah. Now Laughingboy LP means something else I don't do, which is Let's Plays. It's also it's fun to say LBLP. So I kept it. I'm not getting rid of it. Also, if you type in Laughingboy in Google, you literally just get pictures of laughing children, and that's not... You have to put the LP in.
It's not getting better.
No. The SEO is in shambles.
That's so funny. Sorry.
I'm trying my best. But yeah, so it is time for podcast. It is time for the Q&A session. If you check on top of chat, I have pinned the form. Please go ask our guest some questions. If you don't know who the guest is, that's even better, because you can ask any question you want. You don't know them.
I'm an open book.
Yeah. You can ask, is that I almost said BMO in the back. That's not Bing Bong. There he is. Look at him. Bing Bong. I love that game. It's a great game.
I love that game too.
Hell yeah. Anyway, we do have some questions, so why not just get this thing started? We have one from Game Master, and he asks, what were some of the biggest hurdles you had to overcome in the years making content and fostering a community?
We are just getting straight into it, are we?
Apparently. It's a really good... I should have just saved that. I should have just claimed credit for it. It's a good question.
We can go into it if you really want to, but one thing about me that people will find if you join my community is that I'm a transparent, honest person, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So it's sometimes challenging being a female presenting creator on the internet, because it means that you have to really try even extra hard for people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
And sometimes people just don't give you that respect, or they'll just treat you like a piece of meat. So I think mentally getting over that has been very challenging for me over the years.
Yeah.
Even as somebody who openly discloses I'm married and Josh is on my stream anyways, it doesn't seem to like someone's openly hit on me while he's in the room with me. So it gets a little frustrating, but thankfully with like a very supportive community, it makes it a lot easier to get through it.
And I feel like building that community is important in that aspect where you have to like get everyone who is going to like rally around you to stop that from happening first. So I'm assuming it must have been like really tough to even just get to that point.
I think it actually wasn't that tough. It was more so we kind of make a meme, so it's kind of like a funny thing where like we have a command that's like !married and it says yes. So like anytime somebody a little sussy comes in, somebody will do that. I think the challenging part is that like as a woman, I'm sure other girlies can understand this, is that like over time, just the frequency of it just builds up, and then sometimes you just have bad days where you're like, oh, I just feel defeated.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. As somebody who does not have to deal with that day in and day out, I will just nod and agree with you.
Yeah. Getting right into the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, I mean, it's very different because, like, if a male content creator is married, it's just kinda like, "Yeah, okay, like,
Yeah.
whatever, they're allowed." But it's, like, the complete exact opposite where everyone just, like, either refuses to believe it or they just get really mad about it.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I feel for you, even
Thank
though I
you.
don't quite have not experienced that in my own way.
The awareness of it is I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just being able to have someone to talk to and just highlight it, so thank you.
Absolutely. We also have a couple of questions from Celestin. They ask, "What keeps you motivated to make content?"
Mm. Motivated to make I get inspired by a lot of people, so, I like to follow a lot of creators from different niches,
Mhm.
and that usually keeps my creativeness, like, going because I feel like if you keep yourself in, like, a certain bubble, like, you're just gonna limit your own potential, so that is one way that I keep, my creativity going, but I also have, like, long-term goals that kinda keep me motivated, like, I don't wanna be in a desk job. So, I try to build foundations and motivate myself, like, to work so that I can never go back to a desk job.
That is definitely a question I enjoy asking where it's like, what is the moment where you were just kind of like, I'm done. I can just do content creation full time.
Mhm.
So I may bring that up during the
Yeah, hold
actual
on to that,
podcast.
that's a
Yeah,
story.
in my back pocket. Actually, this is a pretty creative one. If you had to be trapped in a video game until you beat the main plot, what game would you choose?
Oh, man. There's so many.
I like the idea that it's like, I think some people are like, if you were just trapped in a video game forever, this one is very Jumanji esque. It's like you're trapped
Hmm.
until you beat it.
Hmm. This is tough. Because I'm thinking of my favorites. So like I love Portal, I love Undertale, I love Pokemon, but I'm like, I don't think I want to be in that. I don't think I want to be in Expedition 33 either.
Expedition 30, why
No,
not?
that's a lot of grief.
I heard it's game of the year.
It is, but I don't think I want to be in it. I think I would pick Baldur's Gate 3.
Really?
Yeah, I think there you could have I don't assuming I can create my life over and over again until I beat it. There's many different lives you can live, and I think that would be a very fulfilling experience.
That would be kind of interesting because you can just pick whoever you want to be. That's
Mhm.
very anime isekai. So, what bus had to hit you in order to get here?
Yeah.
On top of that, oh, here's a nice one. What is your favorite beverage, adult or otherwise?
I'm so sorry, this is so boring, but it's literally water.
Water? No, that's fine.
If you had to make me pick, um see, I didn't grow up drinking a lot of drinks outside of water. This
Really?
this might touch into, like, my upbringing, which is I'm Asian, and my mom never gave me sugar or, like, sugary drinks, so I've formed the habit of not drinking anything besides water, so
Interesting.
I'm really actually having a hard time picking something. Maybe coffee. It's
I
not
can
really
get behind
adult
coffee.
beverage coffee, and
That
then
it
maybe
is such an adult beverage.
maybe, like, something with gin and cranberry juice or something.
You can Irish
I
up the
like my
coffee.
cider, you know?
Yeah. That's not bad. Yeah.
But I gravitate towards water.
I mean, it's if that's your favorite drink, that's your favorite drink, or is it just like you just naturally just gravitate towards water?
Yeah, I think, this is I hope this doesn't make me sound prissy, but, like, I like to eat my calories, not drink it.
Mm.
I love to eat food, so I kind of experience, like, the richness of culture and food through food
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
opposed to drink, so maybe that's just a me thing, so I choose to drink water and then eat really good food.
I think that's also just kind of an often forgotten thing about like drinking is how much
Mhm.
like sugar is involved.
Yeah.
So you're just like realizing that you just gained some weight over
Yep.
time, but you're like, but I don't eat.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, "Where did this all come from? I don't feel full," but it's like, "Oh, but I have a lot of soda or
Yeah.
something." So I kind of realized that pretty early on also, just never had it around, so
Mm. I mean,
Sorry, it's kind of boring of an answer.
I look, it's for the best. As somebody who can't stop drinking coffee, it's probably
Coffee's
for the
good
best.
though, okay? I will say I'm a big coffee enjoyer.
I did get to the point where I would drink coffee throughout the weekdays because of work, and then I would stop during the weekend. And then I would be like,
Oh.
why do I have headaches?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you get caffeine withdrawal?
Yeah. I didn't realize it. And then a friend of ours who's like a pharmacist was like, maybe take some Excedrin because it has caffeine in it. You're having caffeine withdrawal. I'm
Mm,
like, but then why would I take more?
mm.
One Excedrin, like this tiny little pill, is 1 cup of coffee
That is
and
actually insane.
acetaminophen.
Really?
Yeah.
Pain relievers?
That's what Excedrin is. It's pain relievers and
Oh, I
caffeine.
didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why it works so well if you have a migraine because caffeine actually
Mm,
makes the acetaminophen work better.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you just down acetaminophen with coffee, it's probably the same.
I didn't know that I was gonna learn stuff today on this podcast.
Oh, me neither. But here we are.
Wow.
Everyone's going to learn something. I'm going to learn more about you. You're going to learn more about pharmaceuticals.
Yep.
Everybody gets something.
Wow, your
Please
name Laughingboy really comes out.
look, caffeine. Hell yeah. That's good. That's a classic. Please subscribe and become a member today. I do so much for you all.
That's so funny.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Espeon,
It's a good one.
she's over here.
Hell
She's
yeah.
maybe a favorite for aesthetics, though. She is not practical, in my opinion. I'm sorry to say that.
The
I would
LP
probably
stands
pick
for
someone like Jolteon or, I don't know, Breloom or something for, like, an actual companion to, like, travel with and fight with, but she's cute, so
I have
I'll keep
told this story a couple of times, and I feel bad, but it's
it's
a
okay.
good story
It's okay.
because it's about a friend of mine. The very first time I met another content creator, when I just started, like, I'm going to do podcasts.
Mhm.
I've never talked to anyone in my life. I met this person, and she was holding on to, um, like some art from like the artist alley at the convention, and one of them I think was either Espeon or Sylveon.
Mhm.
And I was with a friend of mine who was like there, I guess, for moral support. And I was basically just gonna talk to them, say like, "Hi, this is me. I'm doing a podcast. You want to join?"
Mhm.
And in the middle of this conversation, my friend notices the like Espeon fan art,
Mhm.
and is just kind of like, "Oh, like Leafeon or Glaceon would be like better." And I stopped, I'm dead. I'm just dead. I didn't fuck up, but I'm
Ah.
just dead now. And I turned to look at him like, what? And she just goes, this was a gift from a fan. This is like my favorite Pokemon. And I was just kind of like, who are you? Please leave. I died so hard inside. We're friends, but there was a part of me that was just kind of like, I can just do this on my own if that's what's gonna happen. But I guess that's a good point. It's like, yeah, you don't have to defend your favorite Pokemon if it's not like
Mhm.
viable. If it's
Yeah.
just your favorite.
She cute. She's
Yeah,
here for the vibes, you know?
exactly. I mean, shit. There are Pokemon that are all about vibes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um,
Good
and
question.
hell
I'm
yeah.
glad you understand my POV.
hmm Let's see. What's something you would want to do if money were not a concern?
Content creation.
Really? You want to work? That's
More
cool.
work.
Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, we'll probably get into it later, but I didn't become a content creator out of choice. So,
Okay.
it was kind of I'll save it for later, but
Yeah.
my answer is definitely content creation. If you had to make me pick something else, maybe it would be like dog training, like fostering dogs or something.
Yeah.
I would love to teach, like, basic obedience to puppies and then, like, help them find homes. Most people don't get paid for that, it's all volunteer based, but,
Yeah.
like, I would love to have, like, a business that would do that, just, like, to set the dogs up for, for success.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Please train my puppies.
I would love to.
So would I. um, going off of the previous question that says you would want to be in Baldur's Gate. Celestin also asks, what RPG class would you be in real life?
I'd probably be like some sort of mage, honestly. I gravitate towards magic. I just think it's really cool and pretty, honestly.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've played many games that had magic in it growing up. So I think when I finally got my hands on games that have that option, I was like, "Oh, this is the best thing in the world. How come I've never played this before?" Because I've always played with like swords and stuff. So I just tend to gravitate towards magic.
I mean, that's great. I mean, to be fair, it's like if you pick a physical class, that's like the viable option. But like being able to do magic, I can't do that now. I could probably go punch somebody now if I really wanted to.
Yeah, but you can't, like, be like, "Pew," you
Yeah,
know?
but I can't
I
do it
think
from
it's just
far
really
away.
cool to just have stuff come out of your hands, you know?
Yeah.
And not like a Spider-Man way, like actual magic.
Or like BioShock where you just throw bees out of your
Yeah.
hands. Yeah. Still my favorite thing.
Yeah. I think it'd be
Let's
cool to heal. That's really it. You know, a typical Skyrim run is usually
yeah.
like a healing hand and a sword because it's viable. Magic's not my favorite thing to play, but, you know, in
Yeah.
my head, I think it'd be really cool to have, like,
Yeah, what if I had a
magic
healing hand and a
healing.
bee's
Mhm.
hand? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I'm done fighting, I can make honey.
Yeah. You can't do that with a sword.
Yeah. Look, the bees population is going down. If I had the ability to create bees out of thin air, I could save the population. Lizzie asks, and we'll probably talk about this again during the podcast, but how did the Twith emote happen?
Do you want the long answer or the short answer? Because we're probably gonna talk about it.
Give me the short one.
I don't know how to spell,
Mm.
and I know how to make banger tweets. There you go. It's the super short version.
Tweeth.
Tweet.
Let's see.
I liked the thumbnail, by the way. I noticed that it was like the biggest spelling error or something on Twitch or something. I was like, you know what? I actually feel like that's true.
I almost misspelled misspelling
That would have been
because
better though, because it's like it leads into the branding.
although you know what I should do? I should update it and have maybe I should either misspell misspelling. Either way, I should have like the little jaggedy red
Oh, like, yeah,
underline.
the
Yeah.
red underline.
All right.
That's actually so cute. I
I'm gonna
kinda
go
love that.
back to that. If you could magically change one thing about your current career, what would you change?
What if this is my career?
I,
Mm, what would I change? Ah, God, this is weird because I'm in, like, a transitional period of my life, so, like, my brain doesn't think like this anymore. So, like, my answer is money, which is just, like, so boring. It's
yeah,
really I love the workflow, I love what I do. Um, I wish I could get paid more. It's the simple truth of it.
a healing hand and a money hand.
Money hand.
Yeah, just make money come out of my hands. I could do that. Um, let's see.
Such a boring answer, though. I can't think of anything else more creative because I love what I do now. So, like, I don't have any complaints about, like, what I currently do because it's so fulfilling.
But I'm so fulfilled.
Fulfilled and poor.
That is, yeah, that's the one change I would want. Um, what is a method that you have for overcoming like the block? Like if you have like a creative block.
Mm. I think it goes back to what I said in the beginning of, like, what inspires me, where whenever I feel that block, it means that my circle's too closed. So I usually try to then to go outside of the circle and just, like, find people in completely different niches. Like, it doesn't even have to be about streaming.
Hmm.
It could just be, like, I don't know, a bird watching YouTube or something completely random, and I just kinda learn, like, you know, how their workflow is or, like, how they create content or, like, what inspires them, and usually that gets the juices flowing again.
Hmm.
Yeah. 99% of the time that works for me.
Awesome. I kind of like this was a mishmash of two other like creative endeavors that I had. And the first one was essentially like if I could just sit a content creator down and just ask them like, "How'd you do that? How do you do this?" Because most of it was just me not knowing.
Mhm.
Um, I do like the idea of just being able to have like a place for people to go for any creator that they follow and just kind of be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's how this works." I feel like a lot of the veil has been lifted on how to do a lot of content creator stuff. So I don't think it's quite as important since most people are, I guess, are like willing to either talk about it more.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like back when I started, like nobody either really wanted to or really knew how to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like,
this,
podcasts and stuff like that weren't really a thing until, like, the last couple years, I'd say.
yeah, especially that. It was just kind of a thing where it's like I just want to create something whereby I can just talk to other people, get me out of my own shell, and then just hash out like,
Mhm.
all right, how do you do stuff? It's really hard, man.
Yeah.
How do you
I will
even?
say too, like, Twitch has got I feel like Twitch does a really good job too with that problem specifically because I think a good chunk of my network has come from, like, the Twitch Women's Guild.
Mm,
And it there's just, like, this perceived notion that, like, you are allowed to just reach out to anybody, and everyone's, like, okay with that, so I pretty much can find somebody to talk to about anything. So,
that's a good
it
point.
feels a lot more welcoming. I know not everyone is a part of that guild, but, like, I see the vision long term for, like, Twitch to, like, build these spaces for people, like community meetups and etcetera, so I don't really see that on YouTube, and when I started my YouTube journey, I was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, it's crazy because YouTube is the place to go for tutorials.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like a lot of the tutorials about content creation are rather about how to go back to Twitch to do something. Like there's
Mhm,
so many tutorials about how to do something on Twitch, almost nothing about like what are the ins and outs of being able to stream on YouTube, for example. It's such a
mhm.
pain in the ass and it would be great if there were more and better just like videos or whatever to actually be able to digest all of this properly.
Mhm.
Michael asks, "What is your favorite part about your community?"
I think this is kinda cheesy, but I really do think it's true. I've never felt more like myself with my community with, like, any job, with, like, anything. I feel like truly, like, 100% myself, and I can be open and honest, and it's kind of why I continue to like, show up
Mhm.
every day. And I feel like it's sometimes you have to spend more time, like, cultivating the community by, like, removing bad actors, and it's awkward and it's tough, but if you take the time to do that, you then create, like, a really nice welcoming place, and, like, the payoff is so much greater than if you just, like, ignored the problem, you know?
Right.
I know at some point that's hard to manage, but, like, there's definitely, like, there's a vibe that you can feel from some people, and if you feel like that vibe isn't it, like, you can do something about it. So,
Yeah.
I think because of that, it makes our community, in my opinion, really great to be a part of.
Yeah. I think that's great. I think about that too where it's like when I started getting back into streaming, it's really awkward. It's tough because you're either talking to like maybe one person or you're talking to nobody. And then as you start to build out that community, you have to make that choice of like, is it worth it to keep like somebody who's not making me feel okay because
Mhm.
this is like my first viewer?
Yeah.
Um, or do I make the more difficult decisions in order to curate like the community that I would like to have someday?
Yeah. It's really
Um,
tough too when you're starting out, yeah.
yeah. And then Kuya Joey is asking if you could make one change to Twitch, what would it be?
Joey. That is my mod. So if I could make a single change to Twitch, um, I feel really bad that my answers continuously be money. I promise I'm not like money driven like that. It's just relevant and on my mind because I just happened to make a tweet like this weekend about industry rates. and Twitch just released like a new Twitch sponsorships product that is like insultingly low for creators.
Mm,
And I'm very passionate about like advocating for yourself. That's kind of why it's something that comes up a lot. Because if people take these bad deals, then that tells brands and Twitch, for example, in this case, that it's okay to pay people less.
yeah.
So I would love to see them pay their creators more. Because it's usually the complaint I see is either about ads or pay. So like in any other platform, you get a better cut, for example. So it's like, I think if they spent more time, showing that they value us more, it could be a more positive place and could entice more people to stay on the platform.
I feel like I can say this now too because I'm not on Twitch at the moment. But I feel like this year with Twitch especially has been cheap.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
I feel like the September was this year was very bad.
Yeah.
And I noticed almost immediately that people were posted because they were like, "Oh, if you know how we have those tickets that you can like, oh, for a gift sub for like 30% off
Yeah.
and you can
Yeah.
just toss those out whenever you want."
Yeah. 5 times a year or something like that.
They had that whole thing where it's like, "Oh, well, if you don't do that, then you might get a treasure train for a hype train. But
Mm,
if you activate your ticket during that stream, you can't get this like treasure train." And I hate even just saying that word. It sounds weird the more times I say
yeah.
it. But it just felt like, okay, don't use the thing that will earn you like more money as a streamer. Use our method, which will hopefully make us more money as a company.
Mhm.
Because we would rather you not use the discount ticket. And
Yeah.
then when they finally did their last week of September, I don't think there was a discount. It was just like you'll get maybe a free sub for every 5 subs
Yeah.
you get gifted or something like that. Um, and I just feel like that on top of almost everything else they kind of did throughout the year where they were like, hey, isn't this great? I think recently they did another thing where they're like, they did do the
1,000
30%.
subs? Oh, no. I
Oh,
thought you
well,
were
there
guys
was
talking
that.
about the 1,000
No,
subs.
I was thinking about like they did do recently a 30% off like gift sub thing, but the
Mhm.
discount was for both Twitch and the streamer.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
that. I'm just gonna use my tickets.
It's clear
Um,
that they're struggling with money,
yeah,
and I am no economist or whatever, but I just feel like if you're struggling, continuing to push away your talent by insulting us or not valuing our us is just not a great way to keep a business relationship.
yeah.
And decisions like putting in like a random 1,000 sub button is like, just like very tasteless, you know?
I actually kind of forgot about that when you mentioned it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. I think it's
Um,
just trying to get a quick buck, which works in, like, the moment, but long term wise, I think it hurts everybody.
yeah, because it's kind of like what well, as the viewer, what am I really getting out of it?
Yeah.
Um,
So who's this
realist
team? I'd change this team
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
Twitch. So marketing, I don't know who's responsible for these decisions, but whoever's making these monetization products, they need to have a wake up call or work with a creator because it's questionable, you know?
Yeah. That and their, like, almost weirdly insistent push on, Stream Together.
Ye
It's nice.
That's a whole new other podcast topic. Uh.
Can I just do that as, like, a PAX East panel? Just, like, get creators and just complain about Stream Together?
You know what? I'd happily sign up if you're taking open calls.
Sure. I'll throw it in. We'll see what PAX does, and then
The
we find
pros
out
and
Twitch is a
cons of
sponsor.
over collaborating. Honestly, that's not a terrible idea because there's pros and cons to it, but this man just cannot let go of this product.
Idea for the fixation podcast? You know what? I'm hyperfixating on Stream Together this month. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I'm just hyperfixating on it. I like it. It's a nice feature. But yeah, I think like where it was like you have to stream 7 times together with somebody in a month in order to get like certain badges. Like, oh,
No.
cool. What about
No.
money?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really great tool for something you are planning to do,
Yeah.
but I don't think it adds anything,
Yeah.
you know? I think it just makes it easier to do what people were already doing.
Yeah.
And then pushing collaborations, I think sometimes might not create genuine connections. And
Yeah.
all the people who've knocked on my door, I mean, maybe this is like because I'm a woman, but I feel like the vibe that I've gotten from the people who've knocked is just like they want to get a reaction from girls. This is like a whole different side of Twitch, though. This is like there's people out there that will be like, let me tell them something or let me talk to them, and they just want to like woo a girl, essentially.
That's so weird.
I know it's very niched, but it does happen. So I don't usually say yes to them.
I turned on the knock. I built like an entire infrastructure being like, oh, yeah, what if somebody calls me? Because, I'm friends with Jiggy.
Mhm.
And I was kind of expecting that to happen. And like nothing. Nobody has used it. I don't really use it because it is
Mm.
kind of weird and strangely intrusive. Like,
It's
even
like
if it's
everyone's
somebody I
house
know,
and they're having a party, and then you're just knocking, being like, "I you don't know me, but, like, can I come in?" That's what it feels like to me.
I don't know anybody here. I just like to party and be weird. I guess that's true of me, actually. Um, One last question we got from Gabby, who asks, "What's been your favorite memory or milestone from your time streaming?"
Oh, thanks, Gabby. Um, it's tough. Twith is a good one, but I do I feel like my partner milestone was a really special moment for the community because it was I there's a lot of controversial opinions on this. I did choose to do a partner push, and I was well aware of the risks for that because a lot of times when you do that, you are asking essentially for inflated views and that visibility.
Hmm.
But to me, it felt different because I was so transparent about it. Because I would be like, guys, we hit this stream today. Tomorrow we're going to be live. We need to hit like, this many streams in order to apply. So it kind of felt like a community effort because I was keeping everybody in the know of, like, the progress, but also, like, my goals of why I wanted it. It just felt like people understood my vision and they believed in, like, the channel's success, so
Mm.
I think of that a lot. It was a really wonderful time on our channel.
No, that's great. I am considering that for next year, but I get it. Like, you want to do the partner put. You did a commercial.
I did do a commercial. I did, like, a corporate style commercial, like, walking in the woods. Like
Oh no! Just did like a whole Ryan Gosling, like,
I don't
hey,
remember.
or
Oh,
Ryan
it was
Reynolds. Yeah,
yeah, something like that, and then I did like a, "I need you in my chat," or something like that. It was a silly thing, but
that's cute. But like,
yeah.
it's that kind of creative thing to just like get people interested and
Yeah.
excited. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I can definitely see that struggle of being like, yes, you're either asking for inflated views or you're asking for something and then realizing that once that partner push is done, it may not come back.
Exactly, yeah.
But I also feel like at the same time, well, I don't know about this new partner requirement
Mhm.
setup, but it always felt like unless you did a partner push of some kind, it was going to just be difficult to get that naturally,
Yeah,
unless you just, like, get really viral really
yeah.
fast.
Fun fact though, I was one of the channels that helped define that, like, requirement.
Really?
It's my partner push was strange. I got reached out to by a staff member and they were trying to get like my opinions of like, about the push and like my progress. So they were trying to educate me on actually the new process. So then I gave them feedback on that and then I helped with the new article that describes it. So I guess in a way I was kind of like a pilot streamer to help with those requirements.
Yeah.
Because I think they were trying to help me understand so that they wanted to see me finish, like, get to the goal. I could definitely tell that that was, on their mind, so, obviously, taking advantage of that, that was a really cool opportunity, but
Yeah.
it was interesting to see the perspective of Twitch on, like, the misconceptions of partnership and being
Mm.
educated on that, so it's supposedly always been, like, where they have, like, a a minimum requirement, but like, yeah, previously it was like it was so confusing because some people were like, yeah, I have the viewership, but like, why don't I get it? So
Yeah. Yep.
it was cool to be involved with that process.
Yeah, I can not necessarily relate, but I have talked to a lot of creators, and I think the most almost infuriating part of it is that it took a while for people to just kind of quietly understand that
Mhm.
just by hitting the goal markers, you weren't just automatically going to get partnership. You had to like
Mhm.
do it for a certain amount of time or something like that. And I think once people kind of figured that out, that's when everything changed to what we see now.
Mhm.
And maybe that was for the better. It was just kind of like, well, if everyone's kind of understanding this is what's going to happen, let's at least like lay it out and be transparent.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was a good change.
Yeah. All right. That is it for viewer questions. Thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. Thank goodness YouTube doesn't do partnership that way. It's like
It's hard
very
though, but yeah.
transparent. It's
But yeah.
incredibly hard, but they tell you. They tell you exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
God, I'm so glad I got grandfathered in though. It's
You got grandfathered in?
yeah, I think I earned my partnership in 2011,
Oh, congrats.
2012, just because like I hit 1,000 and hit like
Ah.
4,000 watch hours. I got
But
one
that's
good
what it is
video.
now. That's what it is now, though.
Uh, oh yeah, that's a good point. But I just didn't have to like with a new channel. It is strangely more difficult because it's a lot harder to like
Huh.
earn the subs for a brand new channel and hitting those numbers. View hours is probably easier. Oh, also I haven't been able to lose my partnership. That's been good. But
Hmm.
you just as long as you pump out content, once you hit it, it's kind of easy to keep it.
Good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, I have heard that you can lose it. So hey, just keep making videos. Give us that ad revenue. So
Yes, I actually hit partnership, like, I don't know, it's been 3 weeks,
oh yeah, congrats.
and it is wild, just being able to get paid offline.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching, like, the revenue go up, I'm like, "You're telling me I made money off of not streaming? What the heck?" Like, it's so rewarding. It's really such a wonderful feeling.
I do wish the cutoff was like Twitch's because it's like you have to make 100 before
Yeah,
they give
100
you
a
any of
month.
that cash. Um, but it's not bad. I
Yeah.
technically I guess I earn more money per month on Twitch. But you're right. It is kind of nice that it's like once you have that catalog,
Mhm.
you can just like keep accruing ad revenue. You can do YouTube memberships. You can set your own price on that. Some of that's really nice.
Mhm.
You can press a button to force everyone to see an ad, which is what I'm going to do in like 2 seconds
Yeah.
because we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get ready for the actual full podcast. So if you were watching this on YouTube, you got to see the full Q&A. If you are listening to this on your favorite podcasting service, then, you're not even hearing me say this part right now. But whatever. It's going to be fine. We're going to take a break. And then, like, in maybe a minute or two, we'll be back with the full podcast. So please don't go anywhere. I promise I'm good for it. Just chill for like a minute and then
Bye.
we'll be back. Bye. Hello, everybody. I have to remember to like stand up straight. Hi, it's me. It's Laughingboy. Welcome to our very first episode 8 of our new podcast. Good luck, have fun. Where I've taken the best parts of 2 other podcasts, merged them all together to make a more fun, casual, and informative conversation about the content creators, about their lives, and about how they celebrate their love of video games through, content. TM. This month we have Twitch streamer, YouTube creator, St. Jude ambassador, and Twith emote originator, HeroKerrey. Hi. I will stop using that because Kelly is just so much easier to say. But hi, hello.
Hi.
How
You
you
did
doing?
great. Great, how are
Thanks.
you?
I'm doing better now that I've gotten through that intro paragraph. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's just it's cold. It's December.
Mhm.
Usually I skip December because there's the holidays and so much travel and things going on, but I'm glad you could take some time to just chat with me for a little bit. We have I don't we met for like 2 seconds at PAX East 2025.
Really?
Yeah, because you did Game Court, and I think before Game Court, Jiggy and I were just like hanging out, and then you said
Oh,
hi to him, and then I said hi, and then that was it.
got you. I
So,
was very nervous that day. I think I remember being very nervous, so it does feel a little bit like a blur.
oh yeah,
So,
uh,
interesting. I did not know that.
no, it's all right. I usually like I'm really really bad with meeting new people, which is why I'm doing this because apparently I hate myself.
No, I think it's harder to meet in person than online, in my opinion. Like, I do feel like I'm very grateful for the internet sometimes because I feel like I thrive online,
Yeah.
and whenever I have to do networking in person, I just feel like a
Mhm.
completely different person, and I get really anxious and everything, so I think it's kinda normal to feel nerves in person.
Yeah. It's difficult. I mean, realistically, it's a lot easier for me to at least meet the person first, and
Mhm.
then, at least I can be like, "Hey, I met you at PAX East. Do you wanna do a podcast?" And that's usually a lot easier than me cold calling. Real life scary, online interaction better. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get into, I guess. I'm glad that you saw my message and didn't think I was weird, so
Me too. I actually like Blue Sky is still kind of foreign to me because, to those who don't know, I got contacted by Andrew from Blue Sky, and I just happened to look at them. And I think I look at Blue Sky like once a day, but unfortunately, I use the other site more because most of my like leads and networks are still there. So I'm happy I looked.
me too. Yeah. I appreciate that, and now we're here, and
Yay!
now I have content for this month, so
Yay!
I it's funny because like, I always remember Dan Clancy's name, I can never remember who the YouTube person is.
I don't know either. Neil. Neil?
Sure. I like
Hey,
that as just,
Neil.
like, that's their name. I don't know their last name, it's just Neil.
I think it's Neil. Yeah.
I'll just go with that. Mike Clancy.
Mike Clancy.
Damn, they got a foothold on this entire industry. One
Yeah,
brother's
and then there's Tom Clancy, like the video game. There's a
You're
lot of
right.
Clancys. Mhm.
Yeah, but he's dead. Anyway, I go with citation needed answer of Terry Google. Yeah, that's true. It's Tim YouTube. That's who it is.
Tim YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, Tim
John
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah. Tim and John.
Tim and John. I love it. Um, so speaking of YouTube and speaking of Twitch, basically what I wanted to do here is this is again my cheat code of trying to meet new people, and you are new to me, but you've been doing this for a while, actually.
Yeah.
So can you like let's turn back the clock. When did you start getting into content creation? What got you interested in it in the first place? Like how'd you get here?
Mhm. Well, as everyone can probably remember, there was this thing called the pandemic, back in 2020, and everyone was kinda stuck inside, so just like every other up and coming streamer or whatever, we decided to try something new and socialize online. So, it's actually really interesting. I've never heard of Twitch, and somehow I don't know how I haven't heard of it because had I known about it earlier, I probably would have been on a lot sooner because
Hmm.
I've always been playing video games. I don't have any siblings, so I've always been playing games by myself. So the idea of Twitch is just so appealing to me that I would have been on it a long time ago. But unfortunately, I just never heard of it.
Hmm.
But when the pandemic hit, I was sent home like everyone else. I still had my job, but I was working remote. And one of my girlfriends, she told me about Twitch, and she started streaming. So I found out about Twitch. So back in 2020, made an account, And eventually I was on her stream as myself, and then her viewers were like, "This Kelly person's kind of like crazy," because I scream a lot. I'm easily scared. And we were playing Ark out of all things. So I was just screaming at the dinosaurs. And then we made a bet. So she said that she wanted me to stream, and I said, I'll stream if you play Phasmophobia with me, because
Oh.
that was up and coming.
Mhm.
So I started as a Phasmophobia streamer, and she quit after like 4 months, and I just kept going, and I just streamed Phas, and I just haven't stopped. And then it's changed a lot since then, but I haven't stopped streaming Twitch. I've never had a break.
Did you know about, like, Let's Plays and stuff like that beforehand? Really?
Actually, I think yes, but not really. I watched PewDiePie, like, in 2013 play Amnesia, because
Mhm.
I think it was, like, heavily, like I feel like it was pushed to people a lot
It
back
was
at the
everywhere.
time. Yeah, so I watched his Amnesia playthroughs, and I think I watched him, play The Last of Us, but it never really clicked to me to watch somebody else, and I don't really recall a lot of women on the platform. So I think that could have been a reason why I never really went down that road, because I think realizing that there's women on Twitch was also another appealing thing for me,
Mm,
to actually give it a chance, you know?
right. Did Twitch make you like playing horror games, or were you, like, interested in horror games before that?
I hate horror games.
Okay.
I don't like horror games in the slightest, but I think people like to watch streamers get scared. So I pivoted away from Phasmophobia after like a year, I would say, and I
Mhm.
went into Fall Guys. It's how I met a couple of my current long-term friends and mods through Fall Guys. Everything that I've, like, kind of fell into on Twitch specifically was because of the community. So, it's not like I picked up Fall Guys and, like, this was a great game. It was 100% because, like, there was a community forming, and I was lonely, to be quite honest, and
Mm,
I wanted to be a part of, a gaming community that was consistent, and I liked the people.
right.
So, I kinda just jumped a little bit in variety until I found myself in where I'm at now, which is Just Dance. On Twitch specifically, yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask, so, like, what was appealing about, like, Just Dance, for you that you wanted to switch over?
Yeah, so, again, up until that point, I was doing variety, and I was just making friends and stuff like that, just, like, through the different random games I was making. I was playing, like, Skyrim and Breath of the Wild, and, there's a Twitch ambassador, Avery, her name is Little Siha. She's, like, probably if you just Google Just Dance
Mhm.
content creator, she's probably, like, the top result. She's an absolute sweetheart. I love Avery, to pieces. I've met her many times. She was doing a charity event for St. Jude. Every May, they do St. Jude Play Live, so it's, like, a big gaming, fundraising event online, and I think it just came up on my front page that she was dancing, and I think that's when, like, the pieces started to, like, form where I was like, "Wait a minute. There's more women on this platform? There's charity on this platform, and there's dancing?" Like, I think it, like, really blew my mind because, again, as somebody who grew up with video games with predominantly male friends,
Yeah.
I think the concept of, like, female friends playing games was just, like, I've always wanted that, I just never had that chance to do it, so it was kind of the push for me to be like, "Let me try to join this community."
Mhm.
And also at this time, I was probably at, like, my heaviest, like, weight-wise, because it's, like, the pandemic, everything's closed, and I wasn't in the best mental space either, so I was interested in exercising, I just didn't know how to do that given the
Yeah.
climate at the time, so Just Dance seemed like a very, like, win-win-win scenario of, like, meet new people, exercise, and, see what happens content-wise too, so that's kinda how it happened, and then she invited me on her stream team, and then it's been smooth sailing since then. I've
Wow.
been on the team for a while, and I love my Just Dance girlies. They're
Yeah.
the best.
Were you interested in dancing before, or
Nope. Nope.
really? Okay,
No,
so, like, you just, like, began learning how to
yep.
dance through just.
It all comes back to community. Like, I loved the vibes and, how people treated each other because, I think sometimes the internet can be a really hard place to navigate,
Yeah.
and at times it can be really toxic. So, I just, like, lurked for the longest time and just saw how people treated each other with respect, and even, like, new people who didn't know how to dance, even viewers, like, people were just so kind to each other that I was like, "I think I feel brave enough to put myself on the internet and know that I won't get, like, made fun of for trying," and I don't think anyone has ever commented on my dancing ever, like, like, chatting wise or, like, I mean, obviously, a content creator would do that, but
Yeah.
it was a very happy vibe that I wanted to be a part of, and I wanted to continue to build into that, so I learned dancing.
So I guess also on top of this, so what else was going on? So even before the pandemic, you said that you were employed. What were you doing before then?
I've been at a corporate job for the past 8 years.
Mhm.
So I've been up until August of 2025 been managing a full-time job in tech and doing content creation 3 times a week. So I hear you if you're listening and you're struggling and it's you go this is hard. It is a hard thing to do. It takes a lot of discipline and consistency to build anything when you have a completely, like, full-time anything, like, alongside content creation, so I
I
was, yeah, so I was in tech is basically what I'll say.
Yeah. So am I.
Cool.
I'm in there right now.
I wanna know
Uh,
now.
so it's 8 hours a day, and you have to you have to do that on top of a 24-hour a day hobby.
Yeah, well, it depends. If you are I feel like if you care about the consistency and you are trying to, like, make us, like, money, like, I do consider it like a business.
Yeah.
And I think from the beginning, I treated it always like a business, and it was a little difficult times to find people who aligned with my vision because I remember in the beginning, people were like, "Why are you taking this so seriously? Like, why are
Mm,
you always, like, live on these days?" Because back in the day, I had a set schedule, so
yeah.
I streamed Monday, Wednesday, Thursday for, like, 2 years straight and at the same time, and then eventually, I think, like, in 2023, I switched to a I pick the days, but the time stays the same model, and I'm continuing to do that even now, so but it was hard for people to understand that because I think I didn't want to admit it at the time. I really wanted to do it, like, full-time one day, and I kept telling people no because, like, money-wise, it just doesn't make sense to give up a full-time job to jump into content creation.
Yeah. I mean, that has been a thing for me as well. It's like you don't really want to allow yourself to take it seriously because the moment that you do, you're just kind of like now the thoughts in your head of, do I want to quit
Yeah.
my job where I'm making this much money so that I can do this thing that I actually enjoy that makes me this much money?
Mhm.
And it's a scary thought. Um, what finally made you like jump off the deep end on that?
I got forced and promoted into a streamer.
Ah, okay.
Ah, it was not my decision,
Okay.
and
You
I
did
I
say you worked in
can't
tech.
I did, yes. I did. So
Yeah.
I got let go in August, and again, I really do feel like the timing is very I think the word is serendipitous. That might be the word I'm looking for,
Yeah.
because over the summer, I went on a leave of absence. Um, and that was kind of like a moment for me to really reassess myself and focus on my health. And in that, I tried to pretend I was a full-time streamer because I did talk about it like for a while, like what if I tried?
Yeah.
So there was part of the summer I had told my chat, like, I'm going to pretend that I'm a full time streamer and I'm going to stream the hours. I'm going to do the work for it and see how I feel about it during this time off. And then in that, we did like a census because Twitch doesn't give us, data on our audience like YouTube does, which is fantastic, by the way. I love knowing like the target audience and stuff like that. So we had to manually make a Google form, asked people to fill it, and then we did a whole presentation. I reacted to it of like, here's how many people's in our community that are of like, actually, I'll just throw out the data. At the time, we were like 15% women, were predominantly 40 plus white tech tall bros who are single.
Okay.
No surprise there, but it was like data like that, demographics and like feedback on like what do you want to see from Kelly in like a full-time role. And then literally the next day I get the call that I was let go. So it was just like a very like serendipitous time to be like, I've all these people telling me they believe in me. And the next day I get let go. I was like, this has to be a sign.
Yeah.
And I had no clue what was happening
Mhm.
either.
What's kind of helped you in terms, because like that's a scary. I mean, being pushed off, sure,
Mhm.
but when you sat there and thought about it and you decided, all right, I'm just gonna be a full time streamer instead of like, oh shit, I have to find a new
Yeah.
employer. What helped through that transition period for you?
Um, I was already talking to a lot of full-timers, leading up to this because it had been on my mind for a while, for a couple months, just like because I wasn't happy at my job, and I'm sure being in tech, the climate is trending in a way that personally I don't agree with AI. So it was hard for me to feel comfortable going to work, to be honest, because there were decisions I didn't agree with.
Hmm.
And I also believe in remote work being a balance.
Yeah,
So I wasn't agreeing with, my company, like just keeping all these thoughts to myself. So I was talking to full timers, asking them what are some challenges that you go through? What are the pros and cons of, being full time? I've talked to people who left their jobs. I've talked to people who've done it like their whole lives. So I kinda got a lot of perspectives from it, and also, I feel like I'm still really young, and I have worked in a corporate job for so long that I felt like I was in a good position to just try it regardless
yeah,
for, like, a year. So, it wasn't a difficult decision because I didn't feel like I could get a job considering the climate anyways. So, I was like, "I'm already gonna have a hard time finding a job, why don't I just try doing creating?" Because I was telling everyone that I told IRL was like, "Didn't you want to be a creator anyways? This is your time to do it." Like, every person I told said that, so it just felt right to try.
yeah. And I guess like, what is it about content creation that is like the most appealing to you?
Freedom, absolute freedom. Over time, I kind of realized that I like being my own boss.
Hmm.
I am pretty, like, type A, so I did borrow a lot of, like, processes from, like, my corporate job
Hmm.
into my current workflow, so I track my time. I'm sorry, this might be controversial, but I'm a big fan of Agile. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna do it.
Where's your Kanban? Show me your Kanban.
I'll show you a book instead. Essential
Essential
Scrum.
Scrum. Wait. Oh, right. You do have that picture. I forgot about that. When
Yep,
I
I do
saw
have
that,
a Kanban board, by the way, on my Notion, okay? You saw the picture of me
I
posing with my book?
and I was just like, you don't just buy that for a picture.
No, this is from, because I was a comp sci major, so this was an actual university book.
Were you planning on being a project manager?
I definitely feel like I was in that boat. I've tried QA, I've tried data analyst, I've
Mm.
tried software engineering, and then I happily was in my comfort of business analyst. So
Ah,
I'm definitely in that direction, but I really liked being like a dual, I
yeah,
was a developer and a business analyst in my last role before they let go. So
yeah.
but what was the question? I got so passionate with Agile. What were we
Uh,
talking about?
what's your favorite thing about agile methodology
I
in
just like the
7 words or
process.
less? Oh, that's good.
I just like the pro I'm pretty, like it's easy to be like, "This is how it works," and then it makes my brain go, "I completed it." When you do, like, "This is what I do today, this is what I did yesterday, here's my impediments." I like that there's, like, a 2-week time period of, like, this is my workflow,
Yeah.
because I have a tendency to overwork, so having that structure gives me the, like, "Okay, you can stop," moment, and then I feel like I was productive and I completed things, so
Hmm.
just personally, it works for me.
So it was like kind of a way to just limit yourself, you think?
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting. Because I was
Yeah,
like,
because I
you
won't
like
stop.
overworking, you're in tech, so you worked 80 hours a week, no problem.
No, because I won't sell my life to corporate.
Hell yeah. I
In
like that.
terms of creating, I think I remember the question now, it was like, "What do you like about it?" I like that I get to control my own destiny. is really what it comes to.
Yeah.
And that's again where the overworking comes from. So I added agile to it to be like, stop working.
Are you the oldest child?
I mean, technically, yes, because I don't have siblings.
That works.
I'm old and I'm young and I'm in the middle.
You have all three syndromes? Oh my god. You have to take care of everything and you're spoiled?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest, I was spoiled growing up, but is there a correlation with old siblings with that? Is that why you
Uh,
asked?
type A, yeah.
Oh,
I can you can ask
interesting.
my wife.
I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's because of my upbringing, because I'm half Taiwanese, so my mom has always instilled, like, foundation and, like I've played piano, big surprise as this but anyways, sorry. I grew up playing piano every day for an hour forced upon me
Yeah.
for, like, 16 to no, actually, like, I would say 18. No, I started when I was 6. Whatever 18 minus 6 is 14? 12? I can't do math. Oh my god.
The second one was right, 12, yeah.
12. 12 years of my life, I've had to wake up and do piano for an hour
Yeah.
every day. So it's like my life was always, like, very structured like that because of my mom.
No, that
And
makes
I did
sense.
math books too, during the summers, so I would do an
Mm,
hour of math. So I think it could have been, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but, like, obviously grew up into a structured, routine,
yeah, but that's
and it's caused
ultimately
my type
helped
A,
you
yeah.
be your own boss.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I'm
feel like
grateful
it's
for it.
yeah, because I feel like it's so easy to, like, be your own boss. I am very unstructured. I have probably either ADHD or something like that. So,
Oh,
being
no.
able to, like, tell myself to do something and then actually by the way, that PAX East 2025, I went as
Uh-huh.
a content creator, as a media person, and I was like, "I'm gonna make a video about this." I recorded everything. I have B-roll. 7 months later, I finally found an editor to edit it. So that was, like, 2
Mm.
days ago. It's finally happening. I'm
But do you
very
like it, though? Because that's one thing I've realized with content creation is that there are things I really like, and there are things I really hate. And the things that I like, I will do, like, pretty much immediately or within, like, the time frame I'd set myself, and then the things that I hate, I just have a really hard time getting to.
So I think I have the ADHD version of hyperfixation because apparently there's
Ah.
2 different ones for neurodivergence. If you have ADHD or if you have autism, your hyperfixation is very different.
Mhm.
And so I can hyperfixate on something and then be very hyperfixated on it. I do the thing that like hyperfixated people do. They get really into it. And
Mhm.
then when I get out of it and somebody tells me, how did that go? I'd be like, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't like, I'm not the kind of person that hyperfixate on something. And then I become like the subject matter expert. And
I
then I
see.
can tell you every single point about like, you're at Disney World and you're like, well, there's the thing about that ride is, I don't do that. I'm being like, I remember something about that ride. I couldn't tell you what it was, but I do
Mm.
remember something. I learned it when I was hyperfixated on it 7 months ago.
Mhm.
Um, so leading that into content creation, it becomes very difficult to be your own boss when you can't
Yeah.
manage. So I do find that a little bit more difficult. And to what you're saying, like if I'm really interested in something, there is a difference, right? I'm doing this
Mhm.
for PAX because I got a badge.
Mm.
But there are things I liked about it. I liked doing interviews. The thing I don't like, editing.
Yeah.
And I can't make myself do it.
It
S-
sucks.
Yeah. And I think that's ultimately like my issue. It's like if I can just gather the stuff that I made that I enjoyed doing and then send it off to somebody else who does enjoy doing that and not
Mhm.
me, then I think I'm good. Um,
Yeah, it's fair.
but that's also a very privileged take because editing is expensive.
It's expensive, yeah. I had an editor before I went full time, and unfortunately, I had to make the decision to stop because obviously it's expensive. So I was
Yeah.
taking all of my Twitch income, and I was just being like, "Well, this is extra income,
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
I could just put it back into the business." So it was not a big deal for me. But now I have to really be mindful of how I spend the money.
Yeah. Exactly. What are some other challenges that like becoming a full-time content creator did? And if maybe there are other challenges that were told to you, did you
Mhm.
experience those? Like, what were some of the challenges you faced?
Yeah. So in my head, I kind of hoped that my journey into full-time content creation was more of a choice that I created so that I could build the foundations
Yeah.
into making the decisions. So, with that not being the option, I realized immediately like, I need to diversify. So, the day I got the call, I opened a Patreon and I told everyone about the Patreon. And it's funny because I didn't tell everyone about me being let go until like 2 weeks later because I was just kind of like processing it and I didn't want it to come across as emotional or, I wanted to come from a place of after, processing it that it would, be fine to announce it then. But
Yeah.
there were people who were like, "Wow, she's fast," because the day before, people were like, "Yeah, we would support you on Patreon from the census," and then the next day, I did it, and they were like, "Damn, she's quick." So it came across that I was just like a really like business driven person, which I still think I am, but it was mainly because I had to do it. Um, but diversity was diversifying
Yeah.
was the challenge because I had such a short time frame to do it um, given the fact that it was not my plan to do content right away.
Hmm.
So I had to figure that out and figure out like what do I even do for a Patreon? And that was a bit of trial and error. And I think I have a hand on it now. And I'm very grateful that in February I opened my Let's Play channel. And I open that because I know that one day I can't dance, or maybe I wanna start a family and I won't be able to dance, so I wanted to have something else to fall back onto, um, that would at least still keep the communities together, because I never know. I don't know if, like, if I stop dancing for 9 months, like, if are people still gonna show up, you know? Like, the reality is that sometimes people just show up for the game on Twitch specifically, so on in February, I opened that, YouTube, and when I got let go, I was like, "Well, now I have to get this monetized,"
Yeah.
because I was on track to, but I don't remember where I was at the time, but I think I was at, like, 500 subs, and watch hours was really easy for me because people like, the long form, like, Let's Plays, like, they're, like, 2 hours long, so I hit that pretty fast, but the subscribers was hard for me to get for monetization. Which is interesting because I feel like it's the opposite for people, but I don't know. Maybe it depends on the content.
Yeah, I'm having like the opposite issue, I guess. But I also I had to open up a VODs channel for the streams because of
Mhm.
Twitch. Um and
Oh,
because they
I
were like,
see.
"We're not doing this anymore." And I went, fuck, I have like 4 years of content that's just going to disappear."
Right, yeah, because
So,
I wasn't part of Twitch back then, I didn't yeah, that's crazy how much it's changed. Because I didn't think of
yes.
that.
They basically are like, after 100 hours, you can't like make any more highlights, and you only have
Mhm,
2 weeks to do that. Otherwise it just disappears forever. So, I basically had to make a VODs channel,
mhm.
and watch hours is pretty easy because, like you said, when you have just content,
Hours. Yeah, you
yeah,
just have
and
hours and
people watch
daily
it.
yeah.
I think the issue for me is just like, how do you get like, you said you were at like 500 when you realized, oh shit, I have to like
I
push,
have to really try, yeah. It
and
was
now you're
500.
at what, 10K?
I wish!
Oh,
Oh
sorry,
gosh.
I'm thinking of the other
No.
one.
We can
So you're
don't
at,
think I have 10K. No, I have
okay, okay.
1,078. So I hit it like a couple weeks ago at the time of this recording. So it's incredible. It feels wonderful to put out videos and get paid for it.
Yeah, but like
You don't get that on
500
Twitch.
subs? That's a lot in how long did it take?
Like a couple months, yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you to Claire Obscure because Claire Obscure helped me hit that, and then Final Fantasy 9 also helped me hit that. But
really? Oh, no, that's
um,
actually a good point.
mhm.
I created a short of just, like, having a camera in front of my CRT just playing Final Fantasy 9, and
Oh, it's
that's
cute.
still one of my higher, like, I still get views off of that short,
That's
and that was, like, 2 years
crazy.
ago. Yeah, no, that's a good, because my next question was, like, "How'd you do that? Tell me
Mhm.
now."
A lot of diligence. I forgot to mention that I selfishly also started this channel because I noticed that obviously on Twitch people they like one category over others and like being super variety is really only beneficial to people who are very established. And I've had many people be like, "Can you play this game? Can you do this?" And at the time when I was working, it was very difficult to cater to that because I was streaming 3 hours every stream and it's when you're playing like a video game that's story based, like 3 hours is like nothing. And then
True.
I was doing 3 streams a week, so it's like I'm either gonna be playing that game for months, 3 times a week, and probably boring everybody because I yap a lot, or maybe I'll just take it offline and put it on a separate place. So I selfishly started it because I wanted to play Final Fantasy VII,
Sorry, I
like,
was
for the
just giggling
longest
because you
time.
said take it offline, and I was just like,
No, get that corporate
essential
stuff out.
scrum,
We'll circle
essential
back to that,
scrum.
okay?
Yeah,
Um,
just parking lot it.
yeah, parking oh god.
Hmm.
This is wow, I really have been out of it for a couple months. This is good, I'm glad I'm not thinking about this because the transition into content creation, I use those terms a lot.
Chad, can we
Um
parking lot this?
But yeah, how did I do it? Well, when I had the time, I was able to ramp up the hours that I was putting into the videos. I was able to continue being consistent. I was already doing 3 streams a week on Twitch and 3 videos on YouTube somehow, but it was with a lot of pain and it was with a lot of like struggling. Like it was not easy to do that. And as soon as I had all that free time, I was like, this actually feels natural now. I feel like I'm actually breathing now on my day to day that I can do a recording, do some stream stuff, take a break, and then come back and stream. Whereas like I really just don't know how I did it back then. You just do it. I guess if you like something enough, you just do it.
I was also wondering if maybe some of that relief was the real, like that final realization of like, oh, I'm really not like, this is not part time.
Mm,
And, I'm not suddenly going to go back to a corporate 9 to 5.
yeah.
That can probably also be slightly liberating, just admitting that.
Yeah, I think, you bring up a good point. When I was in that like I want to try it mentality, I started tracking my time immediately just to see how much work I was doing cuz before then I wasn't.
Hmm.
So I kind of already got a sense of like this is how much I've been doing like for years
Yeah.
and I only need to just change a couple more things and then I am basically full time. So I feel like the transition wasn't that difficult. I think the hardest part for me was just grieving over, like, a lifestyle that I was doing for 8 years
Yeah.
that I didn't have the chance to close that chapter. So I spent, like, probably the first, like, 2 months crying every morning, to be honest, because it was just such a change that I wasn't ready for that it was a big part of my personality that it was hard for me.
Well, and I think it's also hard because, like, when you are let go and
Mhm,
you're just kind of like, what am I going to do? I mean, you can sit here and tell yourself, like, oh, I'll just go into content creation,
mhm,
but that's still not really an established norm of making money. And I think
mhm.
we are just kind of like, I have to find another job.
Yeah.
So I did wonder if maybe part of that was being like, I don't have to do that. And you're just like allowing yourself to just not do that.
Um I will say for transparency, because like you do prove a good point. A lot of people probably don't have the luxury to be like, I'll just go into content creation. Um, I have been working for so long that I've paid like my debt off
Mm,
and I have a partner. So it's also kind of like a joint decision of like I've supported him in the past where he wanted to do like, take a leap of faith. So this was like my turn to be like, I want to try this. Can you support me? So like to be fully transparent, I'm not like rolling in the money here.
yeah.
So I am being supported by somebody else, which makes it a lot easier for me to take that leap of faith.
Yeah, but it's also a harder conversation to have. I feel like if you don't have that partnership, you can just
Mhm.
probably more easily be like, make the decision and then just do it. But
Mhm.
I think that is a conversation that you have to have with your partner
Mhm.
of any kind to kind of sit here and be like, this is what I'm going to do. And things are going to change as a result of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
At
I'm
the
glad that you two were able to kind of figure that out.
Yeah. I do feel like I was leaning towards this lifestyle for a long time because I worked so much on just content because I loved it so much that it was when that conversation did come, it was like, you literally think about this all the time. You might as well try it. So it's not like it was like a cold turkey thing. It was
Yeah.
like well, maybe now is the time.
I mean, if you take content creation seriously, it really is a 24-hour job. Like
Mhm.
there's really no such thing as part-time content. I call myself a part-time just because I have a full-time job.
Mhm.
And I think in the same vein as you, it's like I don't want to admit to myself that I'm taking that seriously, even though I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours like and money buying
Mhm.
and dealing with the changes. So yeah, I can kind of very much, even though I haven't taken that leap or been pushed off, and fingers crossed that doesn't necessarily happen anytime soon.
You never
Um,
know.
I have a mortgage.
So do I.
But yeah, it's I can definitely very much relate to at least the thought of like
Yeah.
I take this seriously or not? And
Yeah.
it's I'm very proud of you that you like were able to kind of
Oh,
do that and have
thank
the
you.
difficult conversation and do the difficult thing. And it
Yeah.
seems like you're very well equipped to do that.
Yeah.
So
I will say, as somebody who's just figuring it out, you only live once, YOLO. That was another factor into this is that, like, do you want to look back on your life and be like, I regret being in this place that, well, for me, I didn't like my workplace, but,
mhm.
I just thought about it and I was like, you know what? I think I will never regret spending a year trying to do something that I love.
Yeah, and that's a
Life
good way
moves
to put
on.
it.
There's always life just keeps going. Eventually I do believe that hopefully this whole AI thing will settle and maybe they're going to eventually hire people again. So
Yeah,
I don't feel like, you know, there's a sense of doom. But sometimes life just makes choices for you and you just got to go with the flow.
yeah, and you did, you did,
Yeah.
you did the hard thing. Honestly, um, what is what is something that like what was your biggest like lesson learned throughout this experience?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I
Oh
feel like
man.
you kind of had like the time management thing
Yeah.
kind of nailed down.
Hmm. I think I didn't realize, okay, I hope this doesn't come across weird, but I realized that, when you're trying to collaborate or when you're trying to network with people, it is your mentality changes because, I don't know how to say this. It's a thought that's still kind of forming. I've realized that working with full-timers is a lot easier when you're a full-timer. That might seem, like, pretty self-explanatory, but, like, when you're working with somebody who's not a full-timer, the timeline of when you need to do things with them really stretches, and sometimes people don't take that seriously, and that
Mm,
was a lesson that I had to learn because I hosted a front page event and I had to change my management style of like, run of show and stuff like that because not everyone was full time. Whereas like when I finally had that time, I had to like reset my expectations. Um, so that was kind of like an unexpected lesson of, like, choosing my coworkers, if that makes sense,
mm,
and it's like, now I've kind of realized that, like, people who work, I probably should dedicate time to them on weekends, whereas, like, my full-time colleagues, I can basically chat with them anytime. So, it's an adjustment because I also was not a full-timer, so I understand the perspective of, like, I have work, I can't see you until, like, Saturday, and then I'm trying to, like, make plans and decisions, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so weird being on this side," but I somehow just didn't expect it. So, that was an interesting lesson to learn.
yeah,
So,
and
managing people and different expectations and schedules.
I was also kind of so when you initially said that, like there's a difference between talking with like full time if you're a full time. I also
Mhm,
think that there's just this like shared experience that I'm a part timer, so I'm not a full timer, but there's always this like as somebody who does talk to a lot of full timers now,
mhm,
um, I've always felt like there's this thing of well, if you're not a full timer, even if you put in the work of a full timer, you're still not like it's really hard to be at the same understanding
mhm.
because
Yeah,
there is a complete difference between even if you take it as seriously as you can, you're still not a full-timer, and there's that risk that is still involved with being, like, a full-time streamer, content
mhm,
creator versus a part-timer, even if you put in the same amount of effort.
mhm,
And so that there's always been that, like, thing, and maybe it's just, like, a self-perception for me, where talking with a full-timer I have to kind of have that understanding that like we're not the same.
Mm.
Even if we put in like or like if I put in the same amount of effort as another full-time creator, there's that one piece of it that you can't have that same shared experience.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
It's very mature of you to say that, because I
oh,
feel like Twitter if you put that on Twitter, people are gonna get upset at you,
so
but
I don't like waffles. So what?
No, but I mean, as somebody who's been on both sides, I completely agree. Because how I even approach, like, sponsorships is different, because when I was part-time, I was very, very picky with them, and I am still picky to them, but now I have to be like, "What's worth my time and money?"
Mm.
Whereas, like, back then, I was like, "Yeah, I don't mind this rate," you know?
Oh, true.
Yeah, because now I have plenty of time to do it, so it's like I really wanna be very deliberate with how often I do it and who I choose to partner with.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize that until I became full time, because I was pretty serious about sponsorships beforehand, but now I'm like, "Oh, I didn't think about how all this extra time and how to manage all these different sponsors and who is worth about the time," you know?
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about that a little bit because I think that is another part about content creation that I think is really difficult to get into.
Mhm.
And is something that I think is something you have to figure out how to do, but you don't get a lot of chances to learn.
Yeah, it's hard.
When did you start receiving, or maybe when did you start looking for sponsorship opportunities, and what did that look like for you at the start?
Mhm. Sure. So I think you can look for sponsorships anytime you want. You don't have to be a partner. You don't have to hit a certain CCV requirement. It's literally how you sell yourself. And this is one thing I really do appreciate with my corporate experience, is that I've learned how to talk to people. You know, I learned how to pitch myself. I learned how to write emails. It's something that was very surprising when I went into streaming just in general, that people had a hard time with in general, is networking. So I already had the upper hand, I would say, in terms of like how to reach out to people. And also the perspective of like, if you get a no, it's not personal. Like there's a billion reasons why you get a no. Maybe they don't see it. Maybe they don't have the budget. Maybe, it's maybe they go for it and then, like, it just falls apart. Because 'cause I've been on the corporate side of things, that I just understand that so many things happen that you just can't take it personally. So, I started doing sponsorships, I think, when I think in 2022. So, I did a sponsorship with Manscaped, and it was really fun. It was 3 months, and I got to tell everyone to clean their balls. They sent me product. A lot of people are like, "That doesn't make sense. You're a woman. Like, why did Manscaped sponsor you?" And I was like, "Because I have a male audience." Like, I
Yeah.
went to them and I was like, predominantly like adult men in the US are in my chat. So it's actually a perfect time to put an ad read on there. So I've been doing sponsorship since 2022, and it's been when I was an affiliate, it was maybe a couple months because I was working full time. So I would do them every now and then when I hit partner, it did increase. And I am here to debunk what people say online. It does make a difference when you have a check. But I will say what you put in is what you get out as well. It's not like a magical thing where someone's going to be like, "I'm going to email you now that you have a check." It's more of like a line of credibility that it does. People don't want to admit it, but it does actually help. So,
Did you seek out the sponsorship with Manscaped, or did they happen to just like, did you see, or maybe you saw like a cold call when they were
mhm.
asking for sponsorship opportunities?
For that one, I was part of, like, a networking, like, group of streamers, and we, like, collectively pitched to them, and we had somebody represent us. But to be clear, it wasn't an agency,
Mhm.
which I have opinions on, by the way, if that is a topic of interest. So, for that, we happened to know somebody who knew a person, and we just all said, like, Here's a collective deal." I did leave them, and then the majority of my sponsorships, I've just found people either on Twitter, or they have found me in my inbox, or I sign up to a bunch of like those like third party like platforms, but they tend to pay like terrible.
Mhm.
So it's a combination of things, and also in person has been a success for me. Like surprisingly, that has been successful because it's the one I hate the most. I just get nervous pitching to people in person, but it is probably one of the more successful ways to do it because when you see a person in their face and it's just like there's a level of trust that people form, being like you're a real person that I can work with, and how you've carried yourself pitching to me is just holds more weight than online, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like what helped you the most in terms of figuring out how to like self-advocate?
Um, I think just knowing your worth and not and being okay to say no. And as I said, before, we were chatting on the podcast, I have, like, a tweet going on right now that I'm calling out the industry for not paying their creators right. The industry rate's, like, $1 per CCV, and that's, like,
Mhm.
the absolute minimum, and I feel like, personally, I've been getting deals that are much less than that. So, being able saying no is a very powerful thing. It's scary when you have to rely on the dollar, though, like, this is now my job, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, if I don't feel like I can properly promote a brand or company, like if it doesn't align with my values, it's gonna show through my content. So ethically, I don't want to tell my viewers to buy something if I don't believe in it. So
Yeah.
it's a hard line to walk, I would say, because you do need to know your own worth, but you do have to pay your bills. So it's tough sometimes.
And I think that's much more difficult where it's like some people are just willing to take anything at any price just to
Hmm.
get, you know, large law of large numbers, I guess. If you don't do that self-advocating, you're also making it worse for everyone
Yeah, it's worse for
because you're
everyone.
telling everyone like this is what everyone is willing to do if I'm willing to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
I
I
think a lot of people don't think of the bigger picture. It's hard for them to see like I'm just getting paid for a game that's really cool and they're offering me this much, but you could make more money. Like I don't think anyone's gonna be like, if you know you can make like 10 times this, would you rather take that or would you rather get paid less? You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna be
right.
like, yeah, pay me less.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I think it's just, like, a mentality that people don't realize, and then the usual, like, response I see is like, "Well, why don't you just get a full-time job?" And I'm like, "That can apply for literally any industry," you know?
Yeah.
It's literally just insert any other type of job where it's like, if you know you're getting underpaid, wouldn't you fight for it?
Yeah. It's like why is it content creation
Mhm.
that is the one career path that everyone says that about?
Yeah. It's I think it's gig work that I feel
Gig
like
work? Yeah, I think that's a good
has
point.
that perception, yeah, they'll be like, "Well, you're a musician." Yeah, I think it's just
Oh, you
gig
should be
work
doing
and
it because you love it.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love Manscaped. I use it all the time. Actually, I can say that, but yeah.
I love Manscaped too.
Use it all
I
the
use the
time?
I use their razors, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm dead serious because like, the women's products have pink tacks, and I've never had a razor
Oh,
with a light
true,
on it,
true.
so
Yeah, actually, it is pretty nice. Not a sponsor, but hey. Anyway. But yeah, no, that is like now that I was talking about how earlier the main point of like my older version of this podcast was like, how do you edit this or what equipment do you use? And now I'm at that point where it's like, all right, that's pretty transparent. I think everyone knows like you can use these products from these companies and
Mhm,
this will elevate your stream. Or honestly, you can just use like the microphone that came with your iPhone.
mhm. Just
Some
use
people just do
anything.
that.
Mhm,
But I think the harder part now is, and I think an ultimate goal that I think a lot of people want is an ambassadorship, like sponsorships,
mhm.
programs, and that is, I think, like the final, almost like the final level that you have to go through in order to find that. I don't know if you would want to call it like security as being like a content creator, but
Mhm.
that's like the one aspect of content creation that I think is still the hardest thing.
Yeah. It's also a sense of, like, validity.
Validation, yeah,
Yes, to be like, "I've secured this," you know? It makes me feel more official, so I
yeah.
got I got, an Elgato ambassadorship, like, last year, so this was when I was still working, and I remember being like, "This feels so official. This makes me feel like people take me seriously in all the work that I put in," so it was also, like, little things like that that made me kinda feel like, "Can I do this?" I know that we
Hmm.
keep going back to full-time, but there is a sense of, like, officialness to it that make you feel like, this isn't all for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, I kind of want to. So we talked about it during the Q&A. But one of the things that I think you're fairly well known for is spelling.
Uh,
So what's going on with Twith? What is that?
um, all right, we can do the long version now. It's so funny that it happened because I've worked a corporate job for like 8 years and I haven't done spelling issues in my corporate job. I'm like very meticulous, like detail oriented, but somehow online my I don't know what happens. Maybe I just think too fast, but essentially, I'm responsible for a global emote on Twitch called Twith. I misspelled it and it became an emote, and it happened just completely randomly. So about August 2024, I was doing a charity stream, and I'm just gonna say this because I feel like people have preconceived, like, feelings about just like virality and stuff like that. I had 20 people in my chat when this happened. So you could really make anything go viral if you just are equipped with the knowledge and the tools to
Mhm.
to just sell yourself. So I just want to throw that out there that it's not like everyone was in chat and was like, "Oh my god, this is so crazy. Let's make it go viral." It's like I will take full responsibility and say like I created this like virality. The
Hmm.
moment that it happened was genuine, but how I packaged it and like marketed, I would credit to myself. But essentially, I was doing a charity stream. Twitch, the official account, came in and did a donation, and it caught me by surprise, and it made me very nervous because I'm like, oh my god, the official Twitch account is in my chat. Oh, what do I do? And I was doing names on my body for donations, so they donated I think like $50, which meant that I had to write their name like 10 times. So I did it all around my arms. And then for the last one, I put it on my forehead. And if you've ever tried to write on your forehead, it's difficult to do. And you have to do it like backwards. It's like mirrored. So I don't have a mirror. I was just using my phone. And then
Yeah.
I happened to just write Twith and I forgot the C. So that was the viral moment clip, and then in the moment, it was like, "Oh, this is really funny," whatever, and then this is where I was like, "I think I can make this into something," and I hate to say it, I paid for the highest level of Twitter, Blue, so I am here to confirm that paying for it does help. I'll debunk that, and then I just tweeted it. I just said, Twitch came into my chat and I misspelled it, and then I it went viral, and then it happened over on a weekend, and Twitch then thought it was so funny that they changed their Twitter profile into what the emote is, so it was Twith.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What the heck?" They're like, they're memeing me. I retweeted that, and then, it kinda just spiraled and just blew up into this funny thing, and I'm very fortunate that my one viral moment was a wholesome one. I don't think I got any bad comments, except for one where someone says I'm an industry plant, which I think is hilarious considering I'm now unemployed. Industry
Well,
plant here.
you know,
Uh,
maybe they let you go so that you could secretly become a full-time, I don't know. Um I
anyways.
what I like about this is that uh a lot of the times, and this is perfectly okay with other content creators, and I'm just kind of like, all right, what's your viral moment? When did you start to realize that things were building up? And a lot of them are just kind of, I don't know. Like,
Mm,
and it's an appropriate answer. I
mhm,
think it's an incredibly, because when it comes to a lot of modern day or even like some of the OGs in the past, especially on YouTube or Twitch, a lot of it. There's a lot of effort that goes into being a good streamer. There's a lot of luck,
mhm,
and I think your story is a lot of that encompassed in one. You
mhm.
got luck, I guess you could say that, by having a viral moment, which was just an accident.
Yeah.
The
The
effort
luck
came
is the
through.
accident, but the actual momentum building is a skill that you anybody can learn.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to do it at any other platform. Like I've figured out how to do it on Twitter. I'm pretty good at making viral tweets on Twitter, but I think it unfortunately, it's just an algorithm that you have to figure out, like, what makes something build that momentum,
Yeah.
and learning how to market and package it is also a skill that you can learn too.
Yeah. I what I like about this is the transparency where you're just like, "Look, this is the thing that happened, but I put in the effort
Mhm.
to try to make something." Because you could have tried and then nothing happened, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It
There
you
could
could have
be
paid for Twitter Blue and it actually didn't work.
exactly, yeah. You could actually have, like, a banger moment clip, and it could be viral potential, but just how it was like, when it was posted, who engaged with it, you know, the timing does matter, I would say, because I deliberately, I think, posted it on a Saturday at, like, 12 or something, because I know that my tweets typically get more engagement during Eastern time
Yeah.
zone, like,
Yeah.
12 to, like, probably, like, 8 p.m. I would stop. But,
Yeah.
like, that time zone, like, there's just a lot of people online, so it is a strategy that can be learned.
Yeah, and I also I guess where I'm think what I've just kind of realized, I think there's this very large romanticization or romantic had it now I'm having trouble.
It's okay.
People like to
Words are hard.
romanticize apparently, but people like to romanticize the act of going viral and
Mhm.
that you had absolutely no control over it. And when people do go viral, other people get upset because, oh, you must have, like, this can't be real. This can't be possible. You did something, or this is part of a greater effort from the corporate overlords.
Yeah.
Um, but in reality, I do make this joke a lot with other full time creators. Like, yeah, content creation is fake, and it's kind of true.
It is
There,
fabricated at times, but that doesn't mean the content is fabricated.
yeah,
Like, the algorithms and how it's perceived online and, like, how it gets told to you, I think there is some control, but I think there are genuine people out there creating content.
yeah, and that's not even what I mean to say. It's just this idea
Yeah.
of, well, everything has to be because it's this Web 2.0 idea of like, well, this
Mhm.
person's not like a celebrity. They're just like me. I can do this. And you kind of expect that if something does go viral, that it must be because
Mm.
of like God or greater forces, or like if I go viral, it's because I didn't do anything.
Mm.
But if somebody else goes viral, it's because they must have done something.
Yeah.
But it also
Yeah.
romanticizes the act of going viral of like, I want that moment where I post something and then it just magically overnight
Yeah.
goes viral.
I don't know the words verbatim, but I feel like there's, like, the saying of, like, luck isn't just random, it's, like, being at the right place at the right time and, like, knowing what to do.
Yeah.
I believe in that more than just, like, blind luck, and I do believe that virality does exist, but it's just, like, very far and few in between now that we have so many social media platforms, we have, like, different algorithms going on. Like, I think that random virality happened in old school YouTube time where,
Yeah.
like, nobody understood the algorithm, but now, like, 10 years later, like, there is a way for you to kind of figure it out, and we have tools that can show us, like, here's your top videos, and you can kind of pick out, like, the trends that cause it. So, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
so
It's just, I think there's a way to kind of help yourself by, or like, any kind of content creator or aspiring content creator. Um, Sorry, I'm just reading what Malat Prince says in chat. Then there's the part that if you do something that goes viral, then that thing you did went viral, not you.
Mhm.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
It's interesting that you say that, because I deliberately chose to not be live during this moment because I thought about it and I was like, I would rather have people know me that this is me, but I don't wanna ruin my community because of this moment, so I
Mm,
chose to not go live, and I think that is probably something that people would be like, "That's crazy because you have momentum and you have a spotlight. Why wouldn't you go live and get, like, an influx of viewers?"
yeah.
I didn't wanna do that because I wanted to keep the integrity of, like, my community, like, safe, and I didn't want to, like I never wanna be big enough that I can't read, like, the names in my chat, so
Mm,
I made a conscious decision to not go live and just let the viral moment pass, and what's resulted from it is that people just know me, and I think that's a good thing because it's helped me, like, with networking and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and they make a good point. Very big case in point. I knew about Twith, but I had never even heard
Mhm.
of HeroKerrey until the
Yeah.
podcast.
So I think I purposely did that to make this happen, yeah.
Yeah. It's a very I think I did that too where I knew that event occurred. I knew exactly what that event was. I have the visual of you with the thing on your head in my head, and then um meeting you for the first time, Jiggy was just like, "Oh yeah, she's the Twith girl," and I was like, "Oh,
That I can't tell you when how many times people have done that to me though, which is so funny because when I go to TwitchCon and I meet somebody new, I'll tell them who I am, and then because it goes from like, "Oh, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm Kelly. I'm a hero carry. I do just dance," and then I'll be like, "I'm the Twith girl," and then their demeanor goes from
yeah." It's just boom.
it's so funny. I never thought I would ever get to that, but it's been really like I am appreciative of it
Yeah.
because I really just don't want to be a creator where someone stops me. You know what I mean? I kind of
Mm.
like being in my little bubble where I've done something that people remember, but I can still continue to be myself.
It's kind of messed up because the viral moment is your face, and yet people look at you and they're like, "I don't know."
We don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Nice cosplay.
Hey, you kind of look familiar. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's
another
your
phrase I
it's your
usually
little
get. Is
Tony
like, "You
Hawk
look a little
moment.
familiar," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Have you seen my forehead before?" And they'd be like,
Oh
"Yeah."
my god.
Oh my god.
You're
But
Tony Hawk.
sometimes, believe it or not, there are people who have never seen it, and that's kind of awkward to be like, "Oh, okay, well, now I feel like I'm bragging," you know? It's like, "Never mind."
Yeah, didn't work.
Yeah.
But it's how you know who I am.
Yeah, I'll take it. I
Yeah.
if this is the only time I go viral, I'm happy it's that.
Yeah. Everybody should get no. Everybody should get as many as they want.
Get good viral, don't get bad viral, because 'cause I've been bad viral, and I am my I don't even know if you want me to say it, but my bad viral moment was criticizing the streamer awards last year, and I
Oh,
blocked from Cutie Cinderella, so
I can do that now.
yeah, she doesn't take criticism well, but, I could tell you the bad viral's not worth your time, no
Yeah.
matter what.
I said nasty things about Super Mario Sunshine, and that was my one day. So
Ooh.
I'll
See,
just
it's
go with that.
crazy though, because again, like we are talking about like that random moment of virality. Sometimes it happens. I made my tweet. I didn't tag Cutie. I said it in my opinion, a very poised and polite way with criticism. And she just came into it with a very defensive, point. And I was trying to be, polite with her and she just wasn't having it. And then I got death threats in my DMs. So that week was awful, and I'm very grateful for my therapist that week because
Hmm.
I was just filled with so much anxiety, but she had no clue what I was talking about. It's hard for anyone outside of Twitch to understand what's going on in the streaming world. It's like, "What do you
Mhm.
mean this person is sending you death threats, but you've never met them?"
You've never heard of the internet?
You ever heard of cuties and
Uh,
it's
you
like
don't know?
nothing. It's
All right.
crazy.
I probably share in that sentiment. I mean, fucking streamer last night
Mhm.
happened this year. I have
Yeah.
no
I'm
interest.
staying far away from it. Not worth my time, energy, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. What is worth your time and energy is video games.
Yes.
What
I love
did
video
did
games.
have you played video games this year?
Oh my god, yeah, I
Yeah.
play a lot of video games, like, here's a couple.
I
Just
mean, you're
Dance.
pointing, but you're cropped, so I can't see them.
Whoa!
Oh, fake
Whoa!
gamer!
Can
Fake
I can I
gamer!
can I move it? Do you see I mean, the
I see it.
podcast, does it
I see the
see it?
pixelite. Oh, look at that. I see
Yeah,
the
here,
pixelite. There
I'll
it
keep
is.
it here, yeah, oh my gosh, I've been
Sora's
doing this
butt.
the whole time.
Yeah,
It is Sora's butt.
it is.
Audio listeners, I have, like, one of those, like, displays that you could put pixel art on,
It's very
so
cute.
it's, rotating through one of my favorite games, so
Wait, what's the car one?
Rocket League.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah, all
love
right.
Rocket League.
All right, all right. At first, it was so pixelated, I thought it was a PlayStation game.
No, it's Rocket League.
That's Rocket League. Anyway, youtube.com/LaughingBoyLP. Go there if you're listening on Spotify. What are you doing on Spotify? That's fine. I'm on Spotify. It's fine. It's a mess. Anyway, but yeah, it's December. Video games for 2025 are they've come and gone, I guess. I
It's
don't know
been
if
a
there's
good
like
year.
it's been a I don't have enough time. Metroid Prime 4 just came out. I haven't even thought
Mm,
about buying it yet. Age of
mm.
Imprisonment came out like last month. I have no intention of buying that. It's so long. It's so
That's why I
many.
started a Let's Play channel because I wanted to finally finish the things I wanted to play because it was hard for me to do it offline and it was hard for me to do it on stream. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it a format and a process so that I'm forced to play this. um,
It's a good point. I mean,
yeah,
that's
it's worked for me.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to try to do with the streams, but you're right. When you only get a couple of hours, maybe a day or week,
Mhm.
it can turn Donkey Kong Bonanza into a 4-month long endeavor.
Yeah. I learned that when I did a Nuzlocke for 6 months. That was my turning point where I was like, "I can't do this. I need to change something." So,
I've been playing
I
the same
love
game for
chat.
6 years.
I love you guys, but I can't play games. I'll just yap.
I mean, I think that's a really good part or a personality trait to have if you're going to be a streamer and you talk to chat.
Mhm.
It's good to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
yeah, it's a learned skill.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like learning what platform benefits with what content. So that was a lesson that
mm,
I learned where it was like people like interaction and chatting on my streams on Twitch and so far people like watching me play games on YouTube
yeah.
without chat. So
Yeah, I do wonder if that's a thing. Maybe people are tired of seeing like VODs because they don't want to see
mhm.
that like
I think they are. For a brand new YouTuber, I think they are. For established ones, I think they can probably put up with it.
yeah.
But that is probably the number 1 comment I get when I start a new series is that people are like, "I appreciate you're doing this offline."
That's so interesting. I there was a part of me that was like, are Let's Plays over? Because I just kind of saw a huge drop off and people were more interested in like video essays and things like that. But
Mhm.
are Let's Plays coming back?
I think Let's Plays probably died because people were repurposing Twitch VODs.
Mm.
That's my opinion because when I started my Let's Play channel, I did get the, "Why are you doing this? It's 2025," and I was like, "But people are still watching my videos.
Yeah.
If they really didn't like, how am I getting money if this has died?"
Yeah.
And the
Good
same
point.
names I see are coming up, so I do feel like it is a shift on how you do it is
Yeah.
more of the real problem.
Interesting.
Just
Well,
my opinion, though.
no, I like it. I like it. But talking more about the games, like what did you play in 2025?
Ooh, okay. I love games. So I'm not gonna count stream games because stream games to me are a deliberate choice where I play them to enjoy with the community. So they're mainly usually community-based games. So, um, I played Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth for the first
Both?
time.
Wow.
That is 100 plus hours of my life,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't regret. But I don't know how, but I grew up knowing what Final Fantasy VII was. I've never played the OG game. I played Kingdom Hearts, but I watched Advent Children growing up many times. That was like my fall asleep movie. So I eventually was like, I want to know what this game is actually about because I know characters and I don't know who and why this is all happening.
Lance Bass is in this? Crazy.
So, the Final Fantasy series was one of them. I also played Clair Obscur, which I do feel like is a good contender for game of the year. Never cried harder at any game in my life.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing game. And then speaking of game of the year, I'm currently playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because it is nominated for game of the year and I got a key for it. So I've been playing that offline to kind of like get the perspective of like why do people like this?
Yeah.
And it is, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard, but I think it's a better Skyrim, better Elder Scrolls. Like if you're looking for a challenging Elder Scrolls RPG like game that is a bit more realistic, I think it's fantastic. I suck at
Mm.
battling. I suck at it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls 1 for the first time.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so
What, the remake?
yes, remake.
Yeah.
So I finished Dark Souls 1. I apparently love parrying and now I'm playing Dark Souls 3. So Those are the games that are highlights of this year, I would say.
What do you think is going to be game of the year then?
See, it's tough because now that I've played both, but I haven't finished, obviously Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It's like, what is game of the year? Like, what does this
What
category
even is a
mean?
video game? Yeah.
Like, is this like, is the replayability? Is it, the whole package? Is it
Yeah.
like, did it touch many people's lives? Because in terms of replayability, like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, like I can see how people can lose their life just playing many replays of this, and it's wonderfully done. It's accurate, it's fun, but I also lean towards Clair Obscur because to me it's like a fully packaged deal where
Yeah.
you get an experience that starts and ends. And then you learn more about it, the story, when you play it again. So I'm a little biased because I really did like Clair Obscur, but I can understand why people are picking Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Yeah. I can see
But they're
that.
completely different games, so it's hard to say.
I feel so bad because my games that I played in 2025, there are so many that are like either, oh, this actually came out in 2024 or like even
Oh,
years and years ago. So really, I think the only games I played in 2025 that came out that year, uh Silent
Peak,
Hill F, Peak.
Peak,
Peak's great. Love
Peak's
Peak.
great. Oh,
Can't
I don't
believe
know if
that's
they
not
say
game of
Bing
the
Bong.
year.
They could say Bing Bong, okay.
Damn. And then like Mario Kart World, DK Bonanza, and then Dragon Quest 1 and 2.
Hmm.
And so I did not touch. Well, okay, did we say that DK Bonanza was up for game
It
of the year?
isn't it, and I don't believe it should be in there. I didn't
That's
play it, to be honest, but I just feel like I can't get behind a $70 Nintendo game anymore, so
what about
I'm
an $80
sorry.
one? What about
What'd you
Mario
say?
Kart? What about an $80 one? Can we
Ugh.
get you with that?
I've played Mario Kart World once, and that's it,
Damn.
and it was the day I bought it.
I feel like people guzzled that game up so much that people just aren't playing it anymore. And I'm like, this is a great stream game if I take my time with it, and now like
Mhm,
nobody wants to play it.
mhm.
Great. I love that for me. Yeah, I feel like there were so many games. Were there any games that you wanted to play that you just never got like time to do or
Um, I wanted to understand the hype of Silk Song,
mm.
and I never played Hollow Knight, but I purposely chose not to play it because at the time I was playing it was either Final Fantasy no, when did it come out? It came up in September, right? I think it was September, October
Oh,
that Silk
Silk
Song
Song? I
came out.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Alright, so I think I deliberately didn't do it because I was in Dark Souls world on Twitch, and I was doing Clair Obscur on YouTube, and what I learned about doing 2 games at once is how you do controls, like, it
Oh,
affects you.
yeah.
So I knew that if I started another Souls-like game, I would probably confuse myself. So whatever I end up playing as the 3rd, like, offline game has to be, like, chill enough or different enough that it doesn't affect the other 2, like, flows.
Mhm.
But one day I would like to play Hollow Knight and Silksong because I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Suppose I will try it one. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I just never gravitated towards it, even though
Mhm.
like
Same.
hear so much about it.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, it's cool that you like basically picked up Kingdom Come just because you're like, I got to see why
Mhm.
this is here because I feel like I just saw that and I was like, why is that here? And then I just went about my day.
I mean, I am a little bit biased because I looked at, I was like, "Oh, I'm part of this collective. Can I get a key?" And the answer was yes, so I was like, "Well,
uh,
I don't have to pay for it." So,
not that much investment.
disclosure, it was gifted.
Yeah, but maybe that's part of the charm.
Yeah, it is part of the charm of being a full-timer and, motivation why I try things because sometimes you do get nice perks like that where it's like, "I get to play this game."
Was there anything you played this year that like just didn't get the attention you thought it deserved?
Oh, as in, like, it's an underdog type
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
Ooh. I am surprised that there's not enough hype on Repo because Repo is a great game, and I don't did it get nominated for anything for the Game Awards? I don't think it did. Like, Peak got its moment, and I think it belongs it to be in it. Like, Friend Slap, I love Friend Slap games,
Friendslop's
but
good.
Friend
Wait,
Slap is good.
oh my god, So you
Re-
said that, and I was like, when did Repo even come out?
it
Because I
came
thought it
out
was
this
like,
year, which it
I
tells
thought it
me,
was
yeah,
like last year.
it feels like it was last year, but I think it's because it's like I don't know if it was like maybe they waited too long to release new content or maybe their marketing's not good, but it happened this year and I feel like it's got its hype and it had a moment in a spotlight and it's just got swept under the rug.
I feel like last year's version of that was content warning.
Yes.
Content warning literally came and went, but it was really fun for like the time that it was out.
Mhm.
And then I feel like they just didn't do enough, like quick enough, and then everyone
Yeah.
just kind of moved on.
I do wonder if sometimes developers do that just to make the quick buck, you know? I don't wanna assume malicious intent, but it's one of those things where I wonder if they have to pick and choose their time and energy where it's
Mm,
like, you know, maybe we don't want or don't see a vision of this having more content. But I do feel like Repo has the same potential as Peak, and I just don't see enough content from them, honestly.
it has the same aesthetic too, because like they're both very cute. Like
Yeah.
your main characters are adorable.
Yeah. I
Ugh,
do feel like Peak has the upper hand though because it rotates. That was, I think, the thing that kept me coming back.
yeah,
I was running like a 4-month long, like every Saturday stream thing with like the same 3 girls, and we would just call them peak nights, and we
yeah,
would drink and play peak, and every single time that we did it, it was different because the maps, they change.
yeah. Yeah, and well, except for some reason, and every time I play, the second map is always the jungle, and I'm very bad at that one. I'm getting better.
I've never gotten past it either. I always die.
All right. I think that's we covered a lot. I think there's definitely I would love to have you back on and talk more about,
Yeah.
some other things in terms of like content creation or just about video games,
Happy to
Um,
come back. I enjoyed this so much.
yeah, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. And thank you, chat. God damn it for hanging out with us as well. Look, I'm saying that because I'm trying to get back to this on my notes. Hi. Anyway, just want to say thanks again, but like tell us where can we find you? What are you up to? What is it you do again? Content?
What is it? I do content? Again, my name is Kelly or HeroKerrey. It is HeroKerrey, HeroKerrey on everything except I am Kerry Plays on YouTube, which is an EY. So yay, SEO. You'll find me doing Just Dance and Yapping and Dark Souls at the moment on Twitch, and then you'll find offline recorded story-based games on YouTube.
Yeah. Awesome. And you're playing Final Fantasy 9 right now?
That is right.
Oh yeah,
It's my
go.
first time.
Oh, ooh, yeah. Nah.
Everything's the first time.
Nine's good though. Nine's one of the best ones.
That's what I've been saying. It's a hidden gem. I can't believe I've never heard about it before.
It came out and then they immediately announced 10 the same time they announced
Yeah,
9.
I've been informed about its history, which is quite sad. It's like Firefly, where it was a great potential and then just a bad time that it got, released.
Yeah. PS2 came out like immediately. But yeah, as for me, remember that if you want to help support my channel, you can just, please like the video or the live stream. Maybe the little subscription. It's free. But then you can see the podcast and future episodes live with video, including an exclusive Q&A session to those that check out the streams. You can also help us financially by becoming a member, and it's only $2.99 a month to start. That earns you some cool emotes that you can use on the channel, plus a special role in our Discord. Then you can help, like, dictate the future streams that we do and stuff like that, and help me help you have something to
Fun.
watch on youtube.com. But look, before you go, leave us a comment. If you can either let us know what you thought of the show or maybe tonight's topic. What do you think is going to be this year's game of the year? Even if it's not even a nomination, tell us what you think your game of the year 2025 is. But yeah, also, if you prefer to listen to the audio version of the podcast, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcasts. Literally, I can't think of a place where you can't find this. Monopoly Go.
Get out of here.
I mean, it's okay. Well, other Monopoly games, maybe not the
Yeah.
cell phone one, but anyway. Also, if you can leave us a good rating, that'd be great. Help us grow, reach some more viewers. But anyway, if not, either or, this was a fantastic episode 8 of Good Luck Have Fun. The audio version of this podcast was edited by Motion Dan. Popsky did the intro. HeroKerrey has been our month's guest. I said it right this time. And I've been your host, Laughingboy, now saying good night. Don't let bedbugs bite. Bye.
We'll give you back some of your time.
All right, well, that gives you guys 15 minutes back. So use it however you would like. And if I don't see you before next meeting, have a good. I'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Yeah, see you next year. Bye, everybody.